Right, just been to Yarmouth Court again with Marcus. We tried to tell him that he's not fit to plead, being with his autism and all the rest of it, and they didn't want to know. They did want to know at all. So here's Marcus.
Hello, I've just come out of Great Yarmouth Magistrates Court and experienced two injustices in relation to two cases which I'm on bail for as a result of filming people in public. One of those cases, I attempted to make a pre-trial argument that the case should be thrown out on grounds it is frivolous, vexatious, a breach of my human rights and disability discriminatory. But guess what the judge wanted to know? Nothing. She did not want to know. She said, that is an argument for trial, you'll have to bring it up then to go away. That is not exactly what I'd call
Would you say it was a kangaroo court?
Yeah, I definitely
It's as corrupt as they get, Great Yarmouth.
Indeed, kangaroo court, corrupt as they get. Now, in relation to the second case, I was asked to enter a plea and case managing hearing man. Wasn't asked my account of events. I was simply asked guilty or not guilty. I went no case to answer. So not guilty plea was entered on my behalf. And I attempted to argue that they should have witness statements from the school children who are alarmed, harassed and distressed, and also that the witnesses should be there as my defence witnesses, that she said, it's not my job to give you legal advice, you'll have to contact your solicitor. What's going on?
Would you have a solicitor?
After what I have experienced, no.
There you go. So we're back here on the 20th. What'd you say about it, Marcus?
That's unfortunate.
That's it. And how do you think that the judges were today? What do you think?
I'd say very much unfairly and very much biased in favour of the prosecution.
Of course they are.
Indeed.
Right. Well, we'll knock it on the head there and we'll catch you all later.
Thank you and goodbye.
Hello people. Right, as you see, we went into Great Yarmouth Corrupt Court today, and for an interim hearing on Marcus's case. We went there, and basically this is what we put forward. There is no case to answer. Using a video camera in public, it is not antisocial and is not an offence. Under Article 1 of the ECHR, freedom of expression, filming is a protected activity. We also said Mr. Potter cannot receive a fair hearing as he cannot actively participate in the hearing due to his autism. There was no criminal intent or awareness of criminal activity. The police confused Mr. Potter by stating different pieces of legislation, like what was his name, Sergeant Crybaby Smith. He kept quoting a section 35, then a section 50, then a section 55. Marcus didn't know if he was coming or going with that, so we put all this. The arresting officer, which was PC. I'll stop crying, Sergeant, I'll hold your hand, Giddings, did not have a reason to believe Mr. Potter had acted in an antisocial manner. And then also we put, like, the prosecution is not in the public interest, because it's not, because basically he's done nothing wrong. But the judge sat there fart-faced, just kept looking at the prosecution all the time. Basically, didn't want to hear, didn't want to know shit. Right? She just pumped up and said, well, we're gonna have a trial on the 20th, and that's the end of it. She did not want to hear none of our arguments, none of them. But this is what you get at Great Yarmouth. Well, I say Great Yarmouth, you get it everywhere now because they don't give a fuck about us. They tried tried snidely. Marcus is up for another offence of Section 5, which was basically he was walking down the street. He see 3 coppers chasing after some kids, and well, not chasing them, was like following them. So he see them stop them. So he filmed it. The coppers noticed him filming, and then come over and nicked him for a Section 5, which they're taking him to police stations, sitting him in a cell for 10 hours, right? Taking him out of the cells, right? Not even taking him for an interview or anything, and just charging him and throwing him out the door. That's what they're doing to him. They reckon that the kids were alarmed and distressed. Now, a couple of these kids were quite young, so for them to come out with that sort of terminology, the words must have been put in their mouth, right? Because they never even noticed Mark was filming. So how could that be? Unless the police are telling them to say it. Do you get what I'm saying? I know that filming sometimes can piss people off because they haven't got the brain power to realise that they're being filming every minute they walk out their door, right? They see someone else with a camera and they want to start making noise about it. But at the end of the day, it's a protected right. You can film in a public place, right? But this is what they keep doing to Marcus. They keep nicking him, but instead of saying, oh, he's filming in a public place, they straight away they come out with a Section 5. Anyway, they tried to slip that in the back door, right? And I said to Marcus, you don't agree with that? So anyway, he said, basically, I don't agree with that. It should be 2 different trials because you're going to be biased slip that in for one trial and then carry on with another trial. You get the same people dealing. They're going to be biased, aren't they? But the judge recognised that and said, yeah, I agree with what you're saying. 2 trials. So on the 20th, we've got 1 trial, what we're dealing with at the moment, and then we've got to come back in the afternoon to deal with this trial. But they love wasting money. They love wasting. They don't give a fuck about wasting money. You know what I mean? It's not theirs. So we'll waste as much as we can waste because we don't care. Right. But anyway, we're back on the 20th. We'll have to see what goes on then. We've got a good guy with us who's he knows what's what. He knows what's what, and he's done a lot of dealings with this sort of stuff before. So we've got good advice. I know a lot, but this geezer knows more. So we're putting him in the stands with us. So because I'm always standing in there with Marcus, we're going to get him in there as well, and we're going to have a good game with these people. I think they've bit off a little bit more than they can chew. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we tear them a new arsehole and it all gets chucked out of court, which it should have been from the first place. But like I said, they don't give a fuck. Alright? So I shall see you all on the 20th. Alright? You just be lucky. Ta-da.